Good morning or afternoon or evening, whenever you're watching this. God knows what time I'll upload it. I have just had a nice cacao. I done a meditation. I'm just here chilling in my jammies, as you can see, and I wanted to come on and do this episode because it's actually a subject that I've been sat in the last few weeks, and I love speaking about topics and having conversations and sharing things with you, with where I'm at. So, as you already know, or you might not know, depending who you are, I done a water fast, didn't I, the other week, and it's quite funny actually, because the first water fast that I done, which was back in May, but I didn't document any of that. I didn't even think anything of it, to be honest. I don't know what I thought about that one. That one was crazy, but that was the one. That water fast led me on this like really deep journey of getting to know me, like doing the real work basically. Like I thought I was doing the work until I'd done that water fast, and I was like, fuck, here we go with the real work. And that was the water fast where I done the meditation and I had the vision of me with short hair, like literally hair like this. Bearing in mind, I had her down here like 26-inch hair. In fact, 3 weeks before that water fast, I'd just paid like £1,100 for new hair extensions, 26-inch, and then I got the message loud and like really clear. Like didn't question it. It was like you need to chop all your hair off. You need to get rid of this identity. This isn't you anymore. Like the way that you hide behind your hair, and just like the energy of the hair, like your hair holds so much energy. That's a whole other video, but anyway. And then I just started going down this path, and all other things started falling off. People, places, ways of doing things, daily habits, daily rituals. Like I was just completely stripped back. And then I done another water fast, I set the intention to do 72 hours again, and it turned into 88 hours. So that water fast gave me the vision of having no eyelashes. So like I literally, in the vision, I had wet hair, and it was like short still, it was like my hair now, and then I just had no eyelashes on my face. And it reminded me of when I was like 14, 15. That was the image that I was given. So then I went down a rabbit hole then of connecting to me inner teenager, and I've been doing a lot of work around her the last few weeks. I'm still in that now. I'm still in that work now. So I've had eyelash extensions since I was like probably like 18, maybe 17, 18. And when I say I have eyelash extensions, I mean I have them. Like I don't have a break from them. You've never seen me without them on. My family's never seen me without them on, because at my appointments, I'll get them took off and I'll get them put back on in the same appointment. So even when I go on holiday, when I've had surgery, I will lie to that surgeon. I am that girl. I will literally look you straight in your eyes and you'll say, have you got eyelash extensions on? I'm like, no. So I just used to tell my lash tech to do them more natural so that I could get away with it in surgery. That was me. That was my life. So I've never not had eyelash extensions. And when I got this vision, I really sat with it and I was like, it's time. Like I felt this coming for a while. So I booked the appointment there and then I've also got my eyebrows tattooed, which I've had my eyebrows tattooed every year for the past 10 years. Every 2 years, about 2 years they last. And I've made the decision to get them lasered off. So I've already had one appointment, and it's going to take a few to get them off. So them two was 2 steps that came through for me. To have my eyelashes took off. So like now I haven't got any eyelashes on, these are just my own. And then just go down a process with the eyebrows. Now what came up for me throughout this water fast was, And this feels, can I just tell you, because sometimes I think I make things look like a little bit more confident or a little bit more easy, because I am somebody who does find it easy to talk to the camera. I do find it easy, like I'm a motivational speaker for a living. I do find it easy to speak, but these parts of my life are still very vulnerable to me. Like I never thought when I was going down on this journey that I'd be sharing the things that I share, and I do it from a place of you being able to really resonate with me and embody what I'm saying throughout my message. So not just listen to me, not just watch me, not just follow my journey, but be an embodiment of it. So if you feel now, like, just check in with yourself now. If you feel like, do you know what, I don't want to wear eyelashes anymore. I don't want to keep having to get them done, or it's just not serving me, or I don't want to wear these hair extensions. I don't want to keep paying thousands of pounds to have hair. That is like so hard to maintain, like the maintenance of hair extensions and long hair and stuff. Like I just questioned, like, was it worth it? It wasn't a part of my life that was serving me, so it had to go. I just had to get the job and they had to go. Same with the eyelash extensions. So yeah, don't just listen to what I'm saying. Really feel it and bring it into your own personal life and where you are, and what are you doing in your life, not just self-image, but the way that you show up. Maybe it's something that you do for a career, maybe it's that relationship that you're in, maybe it's that friendship group, maybe it's that family dynamic that you're still forcing and you're still pushing and it doesn't actually serve you. Maybe this is a message for you to really get clear, but more importantly, get honest with yourself of areas of your life that you need to make changes, that you feel ready to let go, that you feel ready to surrender to, like give it up. That's all my mindset has been, girls. Like I'm just like, this doesn't serve me, this doesn't feel good in my heart space, and I'm just going to give it to God. Like it's not mine. I don't want this anymore. I don't want this battle. I don't want this stress. I don't want this. Anything for me that feels forced. This is what's been coming up for me recently that I've really checked in with. And as I'm getting to the end of the year, because we're in December now, I'm really doing like a lot of reflection, and I'm feeling into like what parts of this year has played like the bigger, has led me to the biggest growth. Like yeah, it's been difficult, but it's really allowed me to grow and evolve and expand. And I've really been able to check in with myself on anything that feels forced, anything that I have to question that feels confusing for my nervous system, that feels like it's really confusing for me. I'm having to question everything and nothing's really making sense. Anything that I'm having to go out of my way and I'm having to overextend my energy to keep in my life, I'm just surrendering it. And it's not from a place of ego where I'm like, yeah, fuck that, I'm done. Like, I'm just leaving that. I'm just like, if it's meant for me, it'll come back around. If it's meant to be in my life, it will be. But this energy right now that it's carrying, it doesn't serve me. It doesn't feel good to me. So I'm just going to release it. I'm going to detach. Like the law of detachment is a real universal law, and I feel like if we all lived by it, life would be so much easier. You would feel so much more freedom from within. And that is something that I've really done in 2025. Like, as much as this year has been the hardest year for me, like I've never struggled and had lessons and tests, and wow, has my faith been tested this year? It's never happened to me in the way that it's happened in 2025. I have been pushed beyond measure, and I feel like I'm still getting pushed now. Like, I'm not ending the year on a high. I'm not ending the year like, oh, thank God that is over with. It's not over with. I'm still in it. I'm very still much so in it. But I'm really able to look at the lessons and the tests and really see the growth in it all, really see the lessons. Yeah, so I just had to pause that a minute then, because I actually had an intention of this video before I came on, which I always do. I will pray and do like a little intention setting ceremony just so that I'm open to the message coming through me and being delivered to you, and I'm not getting in my own way, because I think sometimes we can do that with podcasts or videos or content in general. Like your ego can come in and you want to give a message that feels good to you, and actually this is about a message that's needed by you. So the intention was to speak about self-image and my journey with it and where I've been with it the last few months. And like I say, like the water fast that I've been doing, it's just led me to a lot of stripping back in terms of truth and identity. I feel I'm going through like massive identity shifts. Well, not massive, to be honest. I feel like it's just that feeling of being stripped back, being more real, being more authentic, just really getting clear on what doesn't serve me, what is the old me still trying to hold on to and trying to be in terms of self-image. And I'm really big on identity shifts. I actually teach that a lot in my membership. But as I'm speaking and as I'm recording, and all I do with these podcasts, like I don't have notes, I don't have like slides or anything that like I'm prepped for. I just, like I say, I have prayer and intention, and I just let myself roll with it. But what happened then was I pressed record and I started recording and speaking, and then the message was just coming through me about a bigger lesson that I've learned this year, which has nothing to do with self-image. And that's what I'm supposed to do this video sharing. So whoever that was for, that I just recorded then, around self-image and hair extensions and eyelash extensions, that was very specific for somebody. Maybe only one person will resonate with that. Maybe only one woman will watch that, be like, wow, I really needed that today. And then everyone else might watch it and be like, what is she on about? Well, this next part's for you. Or it might all be for you, I don't know. Just trust that you're supposed to watch me and listen to this, because this message is really big actually, and I believe it could change your life. I believe this advice could really, really help you to grow and evolve and connect deeper to yourself and really bring a new version of you into 2026, because I've spent the whole of 2025 learning this lesson. I really have, and I actually set the intention of it like at the start of 2025. Like I say, it's December. December for me is a month of reflection. It's not about setting goals. It's not about the next best version. That used to be me. That used to be me every year. But the last 2 years, I've stepped out of that frequency of like that masculine energy. And now I'm all about reflection. And I went back through my journal entries. And in January of 2025, I set the intention to really be able to connect to myself on a deeper level. Really be able to feel myself. And anything that was false and fake and didn't have my best interest, anything that was out of alignment and I was just gripping onto, I literally written in these journal entries. I might actually upload them, and I was just asking God to take them. I was just surrendering them to God, like trusting in that frequency of trust. So 2025 really, really allowed me to learn like how important, like, oh my God, like the most important thing, I believe, especially if you're on your spiritual journey, the importance of discernment, the importance of connection to you, the importance of being able to trust you, not trust your mind. It's not about the mind. The mind doesn't know. The mind talks shit. The mind hasn't got a clue what's going on. The mind's old. It's boring. It's taking you back 10 years. Like the subconscious program is just on repeat, and half of the programs aren't even yours. It's your mum's, it's your nan's, it's old family members. Not old family members, well, family members in general, but old friendships. It's old teachers. It's old neighbours. It's people that had impact on you growing up, especially from being 0 to 7 years of age. It's all old shit. So this year for me was about not listening to my thoughts and my mind and not allowing that to lead the way, but listening to my body, trusting in my body. What is my body trying to tell me? And the thing with that is, it really is about self-trust, because you won't listen to your body if you don't trust yourself. You really won't, because the body doesn't scream, it doesn't shout, it's not obvious, it's not like, oh my God, like I should have listened to that. It's like, oh wow, that tiny little nudge, that little whisper, that time when I had that gut feeling, that time when I felt something's not right here, something feels off. All those little tiny small feelings, that's the body. And you've got to learn how to trust in those little things that are really, really quiet. And you really have got to be in a connection. This is the thing, right? This is what I learned. You've got to be in a connection to yourself. Less talking, more feeling. Less talking, more quietness, more stillness, more silence, more being in the nothingness, more allowing yourself to do nothing, to be nothing, to put that to-do list down, and to have those quiet, sacred moments with you where you really allow yourself to feel. Like you feel what's going on, and more importantly, you give yourself permission to feel it, because when uncomfortable feelings come up, when you feel insecure, think about when you feel insecure now. When that feeling, I've just had a story come through and I really don't want to tell it. I really do not want to tell this story, you know. I'm going to tell it. When the feeling of insecurity comes up, the first thing that you want to do is shut it out. You don't want to feel that. You don't want to feel the insecurity. So you're like, ugh, I'm not feeling this. It feels horrible in my body. So you'll try and numb it out whatever way you can. That might be go and sit on your phone and scroll on social media. It might be ring that friend. It might be pour yourself a drink. Or you'll do something to distract yourself, won't you? Just think about it now. The first thing that you want to do is distract yourself rather than feel it. You're being asked, whoever you are watching this video, you're being asked to feel it. You're being asked to stop not allowing yourself to feel, to give yourself permission to literally speak to yourself like, okay, this is coming up for me. I feel really insecure here. It's really triggered my self-worth. It doesn't feel nice in my body. It's bringing up memories. It's making me think of him, and it's making me think of her and that situation. Okay, I'm going to sit with this. I'm going to create the time. I'm going to take the time out of my day in this moment, and I'm going to let myself feel it, because my body is trying to tell me something, and I'm here to listen. Because I want to get to know myself, I want to get to love myself, I want to get to hold the space for myself, I want to get to be that person who's there for myself, for me inner child. Like, she can trust me, she's got me. And that's how you create that connection and that relationship and that trust within. Like, you literally put your whole day on hold for it. Like, get off your phone, stop scrolling on TikTok, stop watching videos. Sit with yourself. What am I trying to tell myself now? What am I trying to communicate to myself? Because the feeling hasn't come up for nothing. It's come up because it's ready to be felt. So, I'm going to tell you the story now that I don't want to tell, but it just came up for me, so I need to tell it. And it's a little bit embarrassing, to be honest, but it's going to make sense, and a beautiful message will come from it. I'm trusting that's why it's coming through to tell you. Okay, so let's talk about insecurity and how sitting with it and allowing it to take up space, ultimately. Allowing your insecurity to take up space is big. Instead of shutting yourself down. Oh, we're not feeling that. that comes with shame, that comes with embarrassment. And it's coming up for me now, like this story that I'm about to tell you held so much shame and embarrassment, and because I didn't heal it, and because I didn't allow myself to feel it and sit with it and hold the space for it, it then played out in my previous relationship. So about, oh my god, going back like 5 years now, when I was in a relationship with somebody, I found out that he had like a false Instagram account, and on this Instagram account he was like following like OnlyFans models and like, you know, all like the naked girls on Instagram, all the models and all the influencers and all of that. And he had this account, and I found it on his phone, and there was absolute murder over it. Like, we just had murder. It was a very toxic relationship. I was very unhealed, and he then gave me his password. So we had, in our relationship, like, how toxic is this? We had each other's passwords on social media. And this one day, I seen him on his profile. I seen him liking this girl's picture, and she was an OnlyFans model. And I done that thing. I was that girl. Oh, it makes me sad. Like, this story doesn't bring up shame or guilt or embarrassment for me. It feels vulnerable to tell it, but it brings up like so much self-love for myself. Like, I only feel love for this version of myself. I just love her so much. But I was that girl who messaged the girl, and I was like, right, girl to girl, my boyfriend has been liking all of your stuff on Instagram, and I'm just wondering like if anything's going on. Oh, because I checked his messages, because I obviously had his password, and they was all deleted. So there was no evidence of him ever messaging her, but my gut told me that he was. Like, I had that feeling inside of myself that was like, he has been messaging her. So I messaged her. Anyway, this OnlyFans model messaged me back and sent me loads of screenshots of messages that he'd been sending her. And she hadn't replied to a single one. Like, she gets it all the time. And he was just like, every time she posted a story, he was like commenting about her body and about this and about that, and saying like if she lived closer, because she lived like ages away, if she lived closer he'd love to take her out and all of this. And in that moment, that instantly triggered so many insecurities within me. And I think so many of you are going to resonate with this, and I'm sending it so much love, because you don't have to live like this. Like, once you heal, you do not live like this, I promise you. Oh wow, I've just got like a real like loving feeling inside of myself. That's for you. I'm sending you so much love. So then I started comparing myself to this girl and her body, and how perfect she was and how beautiful she was, and you know, she had like the fake boobs, the fake bum, everything was fake, like, and I was just like, oh, I wish I looked like that. Like, and that was my first mindset, was to compare me to her and to put me down because I didn't look like her. And then as I sat with it even deeper, I started thinking about how if I was to bring this up and if I was to confront him, wow, this is crazy, you know. If I was to have that argument, knowing where it would go, because we'd already argued over this situation a million times before, then my only worry was him taking that password off me. And me not being able to monitor his social media and who he would be messaging and this and that, and I'm like, at least if I've got his social media password, he won't be cheating on me with anyone, because he's not that stupid to do that. So where my mind then took me was feeling into, at least if I've got his social media passwords, I'm still in control. I'm still the puppet master. He won't be messaging all these girls. He won't be cheating on me. He won't be doing things in front of me face because I've got his password. So he's just slipped up with that one. But he deleted the messages and stuff. But he's not that stupid to do that. He wouldn't cheat on me. And then I started making excuses for him. And I'm like, well, it's an OnlyFans girl. Like, every lad will be messaging her. Like, that's what she does for a living. She literally puts her body online for that, for men to message her and invest into it and give her attention and validation. He's only doing what other men do. It's not like he's cheated. It's not like he's gone and met up with her. So then my mind is then creating this story. And the root of the story is insecurity. And the insecurity is about being in control. So I told myself the story of, I don't need to bring it up to him because I'm in control. I've got your password. I know what you're doing. I can control it all. So then I sat in that energy and I never brought it up to him. I never confronted him. I just deleted the girl off his social media. I literally went on and blocked her and deleted her. And then every day I was just logging into his account, making sure that he wasn't doing it. And then when he wasn't, it was like, look, he's not doing it. He's not doing it. But that wound is there now. It's already there. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere just because I kept the password, just because I've blocked the girl, just because he's not going after this OnlyFans girl. It doesn't change the wound. The wound is there and it doesn't go anywhere. And that wound will continue to create stories, will manifest into deep insecurities, will always have you comparing yourself against other girls to the point you might be as extreme as me and go down that route where you literally want to change who you are, how you look, how your body looks by getting surgery to be more like these girls on Instagram. And I just want you to sit with that, and I just want you to feel it, because this is the reality of it. You think, right, that you're getting your boobs done or your bum done or you're getting... Oh, wow, I really, really feel this message, and I want you to feel it with me, and I want you to really allow yourself to access this part inside of yourself, in your womb, in your heart space, and really feel what I'm about to say, because this is your truth. This is your truth. I know it. Whoever I'm speaking to, this is your truth, because it was mine. You think that you're getting that surgery. You think that you're getting your boobs done, your bum done, that liposuction, that nose job. You think that you're getting your Botox and your lip filling and you're looking this certain way and your identity is this certain way for you. That's the story that your mind has told yourself, and it all comes from wounds, all of it. But the truth of it is, it actually isn't for you. You're not doing it for you. You're doing it for out there. You're doing it for all of the times that you've not felt good enough. You're doing it for all of the men who put you down, who made you feel insecure in your own body, who pulled you apart, who broke you. All of the men who didn't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. Maybe it's the father wound as well. Maybe you never had that protection from your dad growing up. You was never told that you're good enough, you don't need to change anything, you're perfect. You're absolutely perfect just the way you are. If you wasn't brought up in that energy, then you don't know that to be true about yourself. So you go down all these different routes and ways of doing things, and you get lost on this path and you end up looking like her. But then when you look like her, you want to look like her, but then that's not good enough either. So now I want to do this and I want to change that, and then the next trend's out, and then you want this and you want that, and you're constantly striving and seeking and searching and running after this identity that you're never ever going to reach, because it's not you. It never will be you. And when you go into these wounds and you sit with yourself and you give yourself permission, this is where it's at. It's in the permission to feel it. That is where the magic happens. Instead of suppressing it, instead of avoiding it, instead of numbing it out, you feel it for what it is. You hold that space for yourself. You sit with yourself. Okay, what's coming up for you? Why do you feel this way? What is my body trying to tell me? What is my body and my nervous system literally screaming at me to tell me? And then giving yourself that space and that time, and really allowing yourself to sit in it from a place of love and deep compassion for yourself. That wound will forever manifest into you attracting people, relationships, who will constantly mirror the wound back to you. They'll keep showing you the wound. You'll keep avoiding the insecurity. So then, because I didn't go inwards and I didn't heal the wound and I didn't sit with it and I didn't confront it and I didn't face it and I hid it from him, but I also hid it from myself, because every time I wanted to feel it, I'd shut myself down, I'd shut myself out. I wouldn't give myself that time to sit with the wound. So then it just manifests into all areas of your life. And then what happened was, that was like a relationship from years and years ago. Then I'd done 2 years of celibacy, and I really went on this really intense healing journey where I had many ego deaths. This is when I stopped with the surgery, and I really allowed myself to get to know myself in this 2-year period. However, let me tell you something now. You think that you're doing the work in isolation, in solitude, in celibacy. But when you then get into a relationship, an intimate relationship, the work changes. The work goes to a whole other level. So I thought I dealt with and I healed that wound of insecurity and all of that came up in that previous relationship. I thought that I healed it all in celibacy. No, I never healed any of it. I just masked it. Because then when I got into that my new relationship after coming out of celibacy, he showed me every wound, especially that one, especially the Instagram one. But because of the place that I was at, and because of the wisdom that I held, and all of the work that I'd already done, I knew the importance of every time he was showing me my wounds, I was going and sitting with them. I wasn't avoiding, I wasn't running, I wasn't numbing, I wasn't pretending and performing and acting as if they didn't exist. Every single time, and I mean every wound, I'm not saying the odd wound, I mean everything. Everything that he shown me, I would sit with. And it was really difficult in that relationship because only one of us was doing the work. And that's ultimately why it had to end. Because you can't, this is just my truth. And this isn't for everyone, so don't take on my perspectives and my ways of thinking, because my truth's my truth, your truth is yours. But my truth and what I believe is, you can't be with somebody who's not doing the work. You can't be with somebody who's not facing their shadows, who's not looking at themselves, who's not healing their own wounds. So he was showing me my wounds and I was doing the work around it, which was really difficult. But he wasn't doing the work around his. Which, you know, I'm just grateful that I got all of those lessons. I'm grateful that, wow, I was able to leave that relationship with like so much wisdom, so much, like I really got to see myself in that relationship. But that was a wound that kept trying to play out with me and him. And I kept seeing it coming up. I kept seeing this insecurity coming up, and he was nothing like my previous relationships. He was nothing like any man that I'd ever met before. So I knew it wasn't him because he wasn't doing anything. Whereas other relationships, it really was them. Like, who has fake Instagram accounts at 30 years of age, like messaging only fangirls? Like, who does that? You know, it shows how unhealed you are. But he was the opposite. He wasn't like that. So then that made me feel like, okay, well, it definitely isn't him, so this must be in me. And then when I created the space and the time and that permission to sit with the insecurities, it all unfolded and it all played out and it all made sense. And I'm like, of course that's coming up, because that's how I lived in that relationship with him. So it was old cycles and patterns which wasn't relevant anymore. Like, it wasn't my life anymore. It was a different person that I was in a relationship with. But here's the thing, if you don't heal those old wounds, they will play out with the next person and the next person and the next. They don't go anywhere. Like, they don't heal themselves. They don't just one morning be like, oh, we can just forget about this now. They get deeper, they get darker, they start running the show even more, and they get sneakier as well, where you have to catch them then. You have to be on the ball with them like you do. You have to be on it. You do. You'd have to be constantly on it. And this is what I say to you girls about the work, that the work is something that you do every single day. It's who you are as a person. Because people, like, and I hear it from like practitioners and people who hold space for people and healers and people in the spiritual community who say, like, you know, you don't do the healing work every day. It doesn't have to be your life. Like, you have a break from it. You're not a project. But the work really is having that connection to yourself, that you're constantly checking in with yourself and you're constantly catching yourself every day. So like, you'll do things and then you need to be on the ball with yourself, knowing yourself and being like, why has that just triggered me? Why has that just made me feel insecure? Why has that brought up that emotion? And then sitting with it. Not being like, oh, I've just been triggered by that and I'm not going to sit with it because today I'm not doing the work. I'm having some time off. I'm having Christmas off the work. I'm not doing the healing work for the next 3 weeks, so I'll come back to that in 3 weeks' time. That doesn't make sense. Like, the work is really being with yourself, being constantly present with yourself, checking in. Does this feel good in my body? Is this me? Is this mine? Because half of the feelings and half of the triggers and the stories, they're not even ours. Like that. With that girl, I didn't need to feel that level of insecurity in my last relationship. It was an old story. It was an old identity. It was an old situation that happened that I was trying, old me was trying, my subconscious mind was trying to bring it into the new relationship. And I caught myself and I done the work around it. And the work around it was allowing myself to feel it for what it was and transmuting that into love. Transmuting it into me not just bullshitting myself. So it's like, you're doing the work, yeah. You're doing the work, you're doing the shadow work. You might be working with me. You're following my journey, else you wouldn't be watching this. You might be in my membership. You're doing the meditations, you're doing the journaling, you're getting outside, connecting to nature, you're in the stillness, you're in the solitude, you're really allowing yourself to do the work. But then, when it starts to get tough, when you're not at your best, when you feel like shit, when you don't feel good when you look in the mirror. You might have been overeating, or you've been skipping the gym, or you've not been doing your self-care practices. And you put yourself down, your body shame, you pick your body apart, you tell yourself you're not good enough. You speak to yourself like a piece of shit. You don't hold the space for yourself. You're not there for yourself. You're not loving, you're not compassionate, you're not kind, you're not nurturing. You're horrible to yourself, you're mean to yourself. And you give up on yourself. And you shame yourself. That is the connection that you're being asked to go inwards on. That's the connection that is requiring you to really look at how fast do you turn your back on yourself? How fast do you self-abandon? When things aren't going your way or they're not going to plan, how fast are you just not there for yourself? You don't create the time, you don't create the space, you don't love yourself. Because that's the real relationship with you. That's something that I really learned this year. The real relationship was with me was on my bad days. Like, could I still love myself when I don't want to brush my teeth today? I don't want to do my skincare. I don't want to get a shower. I want to stay in the same pajamas that I slept in last night. I want to be messy. I'm crying because I'm in a process and I've got a snotty nose and a puffy face. I want to just sit around and binge eat chocolate and watch shit on TV. I want to just be in that. Can I still love myself? Do I still feel enough? Am I still good enough? Am I still deserving? Am I still worthy? And that's what 2025 really showed me, that I am. I am. And my inner child needs that from me. She doesn't need it from you. She doesn't need it from social media. She doesn't need it from a YouTube platform or a man or even my own mum and dad. I need it from me. I need to love myself in my mess. I need to know that I'm still good enough, even when I'm just allowing myself to just chill and be messy. Them ugly days, what we call them. They're your most beautiful days. They are, honestly, I'm not lying. They are, like when you're in that ugliness, where like you literally haven't brushed your teeth, you've laid in bed all day, you've still got your jammies on from the day before. You stink, you've not had a wash. You look like shit. I love myself the most on those days, you know. I do, I actually do, and it took me such a long time to get here, but they're the days when like I feel most connected to myself and I really feel myself, because I'm not trying, I'm not performing, I'm not trying to be anything or anyone. I'm just like, this is just me. And I really connect to me inner child, and I really connect to me nan and granddad. Because think of your nan and granddad, like they just loved you, didn't they? They just loved you, and if you're still lucky enough to have them here, then wow, you're probably one of the luckiest people in the world, to be honest. But they just adore us for who we are. We can't be ugly in their eyes. And I really set the intention for this year to see myself through that set of eyes. I've really been doing a lot of work around like this perfection wound. Always like needing everything to be perfect and it not being good enough if it's not, and always pushing myself. I'm a pusher. I'm really an all-in type of person. I don't do anything half-assed. That's who I am. That's who I've always been, to be honest, even as a child. I don't know how to half-ass it. I'm neither not into it and I'm like, yeah, this isn't for me and I'm all out. Or I'm like, if I'm doing it, I'm doing it. I'm giving it me all. Which is a really powerful mindset to have, and I don't ever want to change that about myself. But then what comes in is in not needing to be perfect. So yeah, I'm all in. And I'll go all in and I'll give it everything. But it's still enough if it's not perfect. I'm enough just where I am. I don't need to keep striving and changing things and trying to be like the best. And I used to compare myself a lot to other people. And I think the journey for me has really been about just undoing it all. Just undoing it all and really focusing on that self-connection. This year for me was about not pouring my energy into wanting to deepen friendships, wanting to find the love of my life, wanting to get close and deeper connections with family members. It was none of that. It was how can I deeply connect to me? How can I get to know myself like never before? How can I keep going inwards and inwards and inwards, and every time I reach a depth, go even deeper? This year I didn't invest into mentors and coaches. I'd done the odd one, don't get me wrong, but like the year before I was big on investing. This year I didn't. It was really about just deepening the connection and the relationship to me. And that allowed me to really see myself for who I was. And that wasn't nice. So just understand this part of my journey that wasn't nice, seeing myself for who I was. Because I knew how fake it was. I knew how it wasn't me. Me inner child didn't like it. Me inner teenager didn't like it. And I really struggled with, I don't know how to get out of it, because this is all that I've ever known. And this is where the self-image really came in. And the self-image part was really linked to the insecurity part and the self-worth part. And then the bigger picture was just, it all came down to me not trusting me. If you can't trust you, if you don't have a connection to you, if you don't have a loving relationship with you, listen to this, right? I've got a really big red flag. A big red flag for me is somebody who tells me that they love me, that they adore me, that they really feel deeply connected to me, but they don't love themselves, they don't adore themselves, they're not deeply connected to themselves, they don't have a trusting, loving relationship with themselves. So how can you have that with me? You don't even know me, but you've known you your whole life. Like, you can literally only love and connect to somebody as deeply as you're connected to yourself. That's just how it is. So think about that. Think about that now. How much do you love yourself? How much are you deeply connected to your body? How much can you read yourself? Do you know when something's off? When something doesn't feel right? Do you listen? Do you listen to yourself? Do you listen to that inner guidance, that intuition, that guidance from within? Do you trust in it? Do you move with it? Do you trust that over them? Do you trust you over anybody out there? Do you love you more than anybody outside of yourself? Because that's where it's at. That is where it's at. And the reason why I'm laughing and I've got this feeling in my tummy is because it's took me so much time to learn this. It took me all this time. It took me all this work. And I'm like, oh my God, that was where it was at. So that's why I could never find somebody who deeply loved me and seen me and connected to me and accepted me, because I didn't do all of those things. I didn't see me. I didn't trust me. I didn't connect to me. I didn't accept myself. Didn't really love myself. So maybe for 2026, that can be something that you really, really make your number one. Make it your number one priority. How can I get to know myself deeper? How can I deepen my connection to me? How can I go on this deep self-love journey, not this superficial one? No. I thought I loved myself. I did. Until I started doing the deep inner work and I realised I didn't love myself at all. I loved the roles and the performances and the characters that I was playing. I loved myself when business was good and when I was getting the likes or the followers, or everything was working how I wanted it to, when I was in control. And then when God stripped everything from me, I realised how much my self-worth lied in everything outside of myself. And that's why I needed this. I needed to be stripped back to realise who I was, to realise my worth, to realise that I am enough without any of it. And it's the same for all of you. It's the same for every single one of us. And it's sad that we get to this age and we're only just learning it now. But the beauty in that is that we get to teach this to our children. And if you know me and you know anything about me, you know that the biggest part of my work and why I do what I do is to be able to pass this down to the next generation. I'm really big on that. I'm really, really big on learning these lessons so that we can pass them down, breaking these cycles so that they're no longer continued with them. And I've got 2 nieces and a son who are my biggest inspiration behind all of this. So I'm going to wrap this up. 222. I'm going to wrap this up. That was a sign. I want you to sit with it. I want you to go a little bit deeper with it. I want you to feel into things that have came up for you that you don't want to sit with, you don't want to face. Feelings might have came up throughout this that you feel and you tell yourself that you've dealt with and you're over and you've done the work around that, and then this has just triggered something. You're being questioned, you're being asked to go deeper. That's your medicine. Take it. Go and do the work around it. And really set the intention to end this year as a year of real allowing yourself to figure out what isn't you. So next year you might not know what you want to do, where you want to go, how you want to show up. You might not have any of those answers. That's fine. I don't either. But enter the year knowing who you don't want to be, how you don't want to show up, the people that you don't want to be around, the identities, the self-image, the insecurities, the stories. What are you choosing to no longer carry? I don't want to bring that into next year with me. Focus all of your energy on all of that, on what you want to get rid of. And I believe what you call in will just happen. It will just happen as a byproduct of you clearing out and getting clear on what you don't want. And I think if we all do that, we'll find ourselves in a space of we're like, wow, so much magic happened this year that I didn't set out to happen. And it was in the unbecoming and the letting go and the surrender that allowed you to align with everything that's meant for you. That's in alignment with you, with your soul, not your ego.